Of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And so for the Los Angeles Dodgers, their magic number is now 5. The National League West for the second straight year is about to be their oyster. The Cincinnati Reds had the sweep and didn't happen. In the first, Ken Griffey singled home Pete Rose to make it 1-0. Sparky Anderson might save his job. But in the fourth, Rick Monday, a solo shot, his 19th of the year, tied the game at 1. The Reds in the fifth, Ken Griffey singled home Joe Morgan to make it 2-1. But in the seventh, the bottom fell out for the Reds, and the Dodgers scored 4 runs. Dusty Baker singles home Steve Garvey to make it 2-2. Ron Cey on a pass ball by Bench scores to give the Dodgers a lead. Rudy Law singled home Dusty Baker to make it 4-2, and Davey Lopes a sac fly, 5-2 Dodgers. They almost scored again in the eighth, 2 hits and a walk. They couldn't do anything. Ray Knight a garbage time single. Bob Welch goes to 9-4. Mike Lacoste hangs in there as much as he can. He goes to 3-5. The Dodgers 5, the Reds 3. The Dodgers' magic number is 5. As Retro Sports Network presents Pennant Chase 78. Tonight, from Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. It is the Los Angeles Dodgers and Cincinnati Reds. And tonight's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Freddie Norman for the Reds, Rick Rhoden for the Dodgers. And the Chamber of Commerce has called. It is an absolutely gorgeous night at Chavez Ravine, 81 degrees. The wind's blowing in from right center. Those Santa Anas at 15 miles an hour. Good afternoon. My name is Ron Chuckett, and welcome you to the broadcast in probably the last regular season game from the National League West that we'll do, as this is day 2 of a scheduled 11 straight days of Pennant Chase 1978 baseball. Rick Rhoden is trying to get the Dodgers into the playoffs. So win today, the magic number is 3. He's looking for win number 9. As the Dodgers just kind of at 88-63, they have 11 games to go, and they can win as many as 99. But when your magic number is smaller than the margin in the division, then you know you're sitting pretty. And the Dodgers would like to have Rick Rhoden go about 6-7 innings, do what he can, get another win, and make sure they wrap this up before they fly back east for 3 against Cincinnati next week. Now the Reds, they have tried and tried and tried, but when the Dodgers struggled, the Reds struggled. When the Dodgers played well, the Reds were mediocre. This was a winnable division, I think, for Cincinnati, but in the end, 80-70, 12 games to go. They just aren't going to catch the Dodgers at all. So here we go. It's the Dodgers and the Reds next on Retro Sports Network. And so Rick Rhoden takes his warm-up tosses, 8-8, a 4.34 ERA. This is start number 22. He's got one more to go in the regular year and is in that kind of fishing position to be the 4th starter for the Dodgers in the NLCS. We'll see. Against the Reds, he's only made one start, and he was Christmas treed. 4 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 7 runs all earned. He walked 5 and struck out 2 and took the loss. But that was not a recent start. Rhoden's only 25, and he might have a 2 or 3 handicap on the golf course. Last appearance was September 14th against the Astros. 8 innings, 10 hits, 4 runs all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 4. 168 innings for Rick, 168 hits, 90 runs, 81 earned. He walked 52 and struck out 73. His last win came on July 25th against the Cubs, and the Reds beat him on July 1st. A fastball pitcher, at 86, and a standard pitcher doesn't favor the fly ball or the ground ball. And this will be the lineup he'll face. Pete Rose will lead it off for the Reds. Joe Morgan at third. Joe Morgan will bat second and play second. Ken Griffey in center will bat third. George Foster in left will clean up. Johnny Bench behind the plate. He's having a magnificent year. Did I get reset? It told me to welcome to the chat room again, as Lorenzo's flogging himself already. Bench will be behind the plate and bat fifth. Dan Dreesen at first will go sixth. Dave Concepcion will hit seventh at short. Champ Summers in right field. Kind of tells you that it's already over, I think, for the Reds when Champ Summers in right. He'll bat eighth, and there's no Cesar Geronimo. He must have been hurt. And Freddie Norman's on the mound and batting ninth. DJ John, how are you? How much did this Reds team lose in comparison to the great 75 team? The Dodgers were the first team to clinch, and they clinched on the 23rd. So the Dodgers might actually beat that. So Cincinnati's record is right around where it should be. Dusty Baker in left field, by the way, a 7 and a 4. Billy North, a 5 and a 3 in center. Lee Lacy, not Reggie Smith, gets a start in right. He's a 5 and a 6. Ron Say at 7 is a third. Bill Russell an 8 at short. Davey Lopes a 10 at second. Steve Garvey a 9 at first. And Joe Ferguson a 6 and a 4 behind the plate. Roden is an 8 fielder with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Rose, an 8-game hitting streak at 311. Look at the right spot. 3 homers and 43 RBI. And so, on a beautiful night in the city of the Angels, Rick Roden starts, and Rose ground ball to Lopes over to first, 1 out. I forget what we got for you tomorrow, but noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. So same time for the next 9 days for the most part. If we go prime time, we'll let you know. Here's Morgan at 238. 11 homers and 51 RBI. Roden can throw 120. So 7-8 innings is what Tommy would like. Pitch to Morgan. Fly ball to left. Baker in the corner makes the catch, 2 out. But you get quick innings, he can go the distance. And save that pen. So the Dodgers should have about a week to get their staff ready for that trip east against the Phillies or the Pirates. Here's Ken Griffey at 256, 6 homers and 64 RBI. The Reds are kind of hoping for a miracle, approximately half the size of Southern California. Pitch to Griffey, struck him out. So an off-speed pitch at 75, and down go the Reds. No runs, no hits, no errors. Half an inning in the books. Cincinnati, nothing. The Dodgers coming up. So Fred Norman, the lefty, at 35 years old, is making start number 30. He's got one more after this. He is 10-10 with an ERA of 3.99. He is a fastball pitcher at 88, and he gives up the fly ball. He has won his last 3 decisions and has pitched well against the Dodgers. This is his 3rd start, 4th appearance overall. 12 in the 3rd innings, 12 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned. He has walked 7 and struck out 6. He's 0-1, but his ERA at 2.19. Yes, John, my friend that lives in Monterey, has talked about the air quality being between 3 and 500. And, of course, last weekend it was 110. Norman's last game was against the Astros on the 11th. 3-hit shutout. He struck out 5. So 162 in the 3rd innings. 154 hits, 81 runs, 72 earned. He has walked 63 and struck out 100. His 2 starts against the Dodgers, a no decision on the 23rd of June, where he gave up 5 runs, and Well, that was this. And then the 3-inning relief appearance. Must be I did that game. Where he allowed 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. So the lineup they'll face: Davey Lopes will lead off at second. Billy North in center field. You gotta figure that Monday and North will platoon come in a couple weeks. Dusty Baker in left field will bat third. Steve Garvey cleans up at first. Ron Say, the Penguin, will bat fifth and play third. Joe Ferguson will hit sixth behind the plate. Goodness gracious me. Lee Lacey in right will go seventh. Bill Russell at short will bat eighth. And Rick Rhoden, who threw all of 8 pitches, will bat ninth on the mound. Defensively for the Reds, George Foster, a 5 and a 5 in left. Ken Griffey is a 6 and an 8 in center. Champ Summers, a 3 and a 3 in right. Pete Rose plays for the bunt at third. Dave Concepcion is a 9 at short. Joe Morgan a 9 at second. Danny Dreesen an 8 at first, playing for the bunt. Johnny Bench a 9 and an 8, and Norman is an 8 on the mound. Lopes not going to bunt. 285, 22 homers, and 71 RBI. 88 in Clovis today. How you doing, Tribe fan? Pitch to Lopes is a base hit right field. Summers will pick it up. He got a bad jump, and that's, yeah, I know. Oh, the air quality today is 88. Oh, wow. Okay. What's your temperature? John was telling me this morning it's cooled off 25 degrees along the bay. 70. That's not bad. You guys getting any rain? Billy North at 252. No homers and 20 RBI. Lopes has 43 steals. Oh, that's just downright beautiful. 82. Pitch to North is a ground ball to Dreesen. Takes it to the bag himself. Lopes will go to second, 1 out. Rose, by the way, is a 4 at third. Sadly, no rain for our friends in Northern California. Dusty Baker at 266, 8 homers and 54 RBI. So Lopes on second, 1 out. Bottom of the first. Pitch to Dusty, struck him out. Norman got him on an 88-mile-an-hour fastball on the black on an 0-2. Oh, 93. Super Bowl tournament. And boy, if you could put the link to your channel, sir, in the chat, I would greatly appreciate that. Al and I did our first game. We did the 1950s Decade Championship between the 1950s Cleveland Browns, the 1950 Cleveland Browns, rather, and the 1958 Baltimore Colts. And it defies description. I'm just going to say that. What a blast. So that's on at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on YouTube. Garvey, 315, 17 homers, and 102 RBI. Pitch for Norman. Garvey to third. Rose throws over across the way to Dreesen, and that is the third out. So the Dodgers do not score. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 1, Reds and Dodgers, 0-0. So George Foster, Johnny Bench, and Dan Dreesen. Foster at 263, 29 homers. He won't hit the 40. And 105 RBI. Rhoden deals. Fly ball left center. North, 1 out. Curtis Bird is our newest follower here on Twitch. 137 followers now. And it's telling me I've got 11 subs. Hopefully one of them will get me a $5 footlong at Subway. Johnny Bench has had a magnificent year. He's hitting .317, 24 homers, and 77 RBI. Rhoden deals. Long drive, left field, 1-0 Cincinnati. Bench swung on it from his heels, sent that one down the line, and that was gone. So here it is. Rhoden just got too much of the plate, and Baker ran out of grass. Not something we normally have a problem with in Southern California, but you know where I'm going with that. So 1-0 on a solo shot And the Reds, well, that's what they got to do. So that'll bring up Dreesen at 257, 17 homers and 80 RBI. Pitch from Roden. Here's a line shot to right. Lacey's there. 2 out. Thank you. So that's the link. If you want to subscribe to Super Bowl Tournament to learn all about Pro Strategy Football 2021 and watch Al and I have a very good time. I'm not surprised Bench was in the running, John, for MVP in your Strat League. He's had a magnificent year. Well, because that is the creator of the channel. Here's Concepcion, 276, 5 homers and 62 RBI. Roden. Little ground ball to Garvey, makes a great stop. Underhands it, throws, and that will be retire the side. And so 1 run, 1 hit on the solo shot by Bench, and no errors. Inning and a half, 1-0. So say Ferguson and Lacey. Tommy's got all right-handers in the lineup to face Norman. Did I give you Say's numbers? I'm terrible with these things. 243, 24 homers, and 80 RBI. Norman starts the second. Ground ball to Morgan. Over to first. 1 out. Brings up Joe Ferguson at 205. 3 home runs and 18 RBI. Norman deals in the center. Griffey, normally a right fielder, makes the catch. 2 out. For Lee Lacey, 272, 18 homers, no picture, and 50 RBI. So Norman cruising right along here in the bottom of the second. In the left, crowd likes it. Foster runs out of room. We're tied up. So Lacey smashes his 19th of the year, and it's 1-1. A bomb in the bleachers in left center field, and all Foster could do was turn and watch it go. So 19 for Lacey, 401-foot blast. And so the Reds' lead is short-lived. And now I'll bring up Billy Russell at 272, 2 homers and 54 RBI. Pitch to Russell is a ground ball to Rose. Across the way to Dreesen. I have never heard of pucker brush being a swear word before. Some kid from Lower Pucker Brush. You mean Clovis? I've never heard of that being obscene. And so anyway, that will retire the side. It'll be Champ Summers, Fred Norman, and Pete Rose. And so let's review the standings here. The Dodgers have won 4 straight. Their magic number is 5. San Diego and Houston are pretty much done. So the Dodgers will visit either Philadelphia or Pittsburgh. They don't want to visit Pittsburgh. The Pirates are 4 back. Philly's magic number is 10. In the West, Texas' magic number is 8. They have a 6.5 game lead over Kansas City, who lost to Seattle of all teams. Remember, the Rangers still have 9 left against the Mariners. Yeah, you are. Minnesota's elimination number is 5. And in the East, the Orioles have won 4 straight. They found a fine time to get hot. And so the Yankees can gain no ground. The magic number for the Orioles is 11. And I would imagine that most of what we're going to do the rest of the way will feature either the Orioles or the Yankees. Because this race is over. Philadelphia and Pittsburgh is close to over. And hard to believe that the Texas Rangers are going to win the American League West with a 6.5 game lead. Gene Mott would like a word with you. So Summers is 4 for 19 on the replay with a solo homer. Because that's how you get 1 RBI. Into shallow right. Lacey, 1 out. Here's Norman. Norman at 143 and 3 RBI. He is 7 for 49. Roden deals ball 4. You never want to walk the pitcher. Here's Rose. He's 0 for 1. So Roden threw 9 batters, a neat and tidy 22 pitches. 2 1/3 innings. The solo shot to bench being the only hit, and a walk and a strikeout. Pitch to Rose is a liner to right. Lacey will get it. He throws over to Garvey, and Norman's back. Since this is likely our last Reds game of the year, as you know, Sparky Anderson will be let go as soon as the season's over. Pete Rose will take a free agent contract in Philadelphia, and the Big Red Machine, as you know it, will be gone. But they won the division in '79, so with John McNamara as the skipper. Morgan's 0 for 1. Pitch from Roden. Line drive to Lopes, and that will take care of the side. No runs, no hits, a runner left after 2.5. How you doing, Appichatter? Cincinnati 1, Los Angeles 1. Would you FedEx me some of those bacon chocolate chip cookies, please? So here's Rick Roden. Roden can hit. Hitting .315 with 8 RBI. And you gotta think that if the Dodgers need a long man out of the pen in the playoffs, that you're leaning towards Roden, that you would give the start to Tommy John. Getting by. Yeah, those did look awesome. Pitch to Roden, strike 3. So Norman got a full count in there for a fastball and a called strike 3. So Norman, 38 pitches on for 9 batters. 2 1/3 innings, 2 hits, a home run, hasn't walked anybody and struck out 2. Lopes singled his first time up. Infield back, Dowell square, bunt is foul. So that didn't work. Hit a little too hard. So the count is 0-2. Line drive to right, Summers is there, 2 out. Brings up Billy North, who's 0 for 1. So, if you're in California and are looking for tickets to games 3, maybe 4, and 5 of the '78 National League Championship Series, we invite you to call 1-800-LORENZO to order your tickets for at least Game 3. Remember, you got to buy them as a strip. Pitch to North is a fly ball center field. Griffey will have it, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 4th, 1-1. So Griffey, Foster, and Bench to face Roden here in the 4th. Griffey struck out his first time up. And if you really feel daring, the National League has home field for the World Series. So cast your lot for tickets to games 1 and 2 of the '78 World Series and games 6 and 7. So those are available to you at 1-800-LORENZO. Pitch to Griffey is a ground ball to Russell. Over to Garvey. Griffey's running, and he's out. On a bang-bang play, Russell to Garvey. And there's one away for Foster, who's 0 for 1. From the wind, base hit center field. Gets past North. Foster's in with a double. And so there's a 1-out base hit for Johnny Bench. Johnny that put that solo shot down the line and left his first time up in the 2nd. So Roden needs to be careful here now that we've done all the ticket plugs for playoff games. Struck him out. Got him on an 0-2 on the inside corner. Bench knew it. Flips the bat 2 away. He painted that like Da Vinci. Here's Dreesen. He's 0 for 1. Roden winds and deals. Right back to Rick. How about that? No runs, a hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's still 1-1. Lorenzo handing out subs like candy. Woohoo! So DJ John, Super Bowl tournament. Al, Red Sox fan. Is he here? Appa Chatter and Midlife Crisis 13. Al's not supposed to tell me if he's here or not. So, there you go. Here's Dusty Baker. Dusty struck out his first time up. Garvey and Say to follow. Into center field. Griffey, 1 out. Brings up Garvey, who's 0 for 1. Both teams have a run on 2 hits. Reds have left 2 on, the Dodgers 1. Garvey draws a walk. You got the concession. This game really doesn't mean anything, Lorenzo. The Dodgers have won the division. Here's Say. He's 0 for 1. Garvey on first. 1 out. We don't know what order the championship series will be played in yet. Pitch to Say. Ball 4. The A series would start on the first one, but we're trying to see if we're going to have a game 163. I do not want a team to play a game 163 and then play game 1 of an LCS the next night. Here's Ferguson. He's 0 for 1. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Pitch to Joel is a fly ball left center field. Griffey has it for the out. So Garvey on second, Say on first. 2 out for Lacey. He sent one into the deep left center bleachers, and some kid from Upper Puckerbrush bought that. Lacey, shallow center. Griffey rides the Schwinn, and that will retire the side. Dodgers strand 2. No runs, no hits, and no errors. They leave a runner on. We go to the 5th, 1-1. So it'll be Concepcion, Summers, and Norman. Roden only at 40 pitches through 4. Concepcion, ground ball to Lopes by the bag. Over to Garvey, 1 out. So we'll show you some leaders here. It's hard to believe that missing player that you don't see is George Hendrick, and he has 30 home runs. For all intents and purposes, Dave Parker has won the Triple Crown. He has a 21-point lead in the batting title race. He leads Hendrick by 6 home runs. Foster is third with 29. And he has a 12 RBI lead over Foster in the RBI race. So, Dave Parker is going to be the National League MVP. Here's Summers. He's 0 for 1. That's just remarkable. In the right, Lacey makes the catch. 2 out. For Fred Norman. He walked his first time up. The lone walk for Roden. And this time around, he grounds one to Say. Over to Garvey. You guys get the break. We are halfway home. It's the Reds 1, the Dodgers 1. So here's how we got here. Johnny Bench is 25th of the year, right down the line and left in the second. It's a big 1-0 Reds. And Lee Lacy countered in the bottom of the inning by putting one in the left center, way back in the left center field bleachers, to make the score 1-1. Norman throwing a 2-hitter through 4, and Roden throwing a 2-hitter through 5. So Billy Russell, 0 for 1, starts off the bottom of the 5th. Popped up right side, Dreesen reaching in the Dodger dugout, and that's going to skip off the top. And somebody from San Pedro gets his 500th foul ball of the year. How he knows where to land, I don't know. Here's Russell. Bill is 0 for 1. Here's a ground ball to short. Concepcion over to Dreesen. And Russell's now 0 for 2. 1 out for Rick Roden, who struck out his first time up. He's still hitting .309. And there's a fly ball to left. Foster. 2 out. Brings up Davey Lopes. Norman threw 18 batters, 73 pitches, 4 2/3 innings. 2 hits, a homer. He walked 2 and struck out 2. Top of the lineup for the Reds in the 6th. Yep, we got a good one going on here. The Dodgers' magic number is 5. It's 3 if they win. In the right field, Summers makes the catch, and that will retire the side. We go to the 6th, 1-1. So Rose is 0 for 2. Roden, 18 batters, only 53 pitches, 5 innings, 2 hits, the solo shot to Bench in the second, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Pitch from Roden, ball 4. So Charlie hustles his way to first. Someone didn't like the call. It's 3-0, and Roden kind of says, "What are you thinking?" And hey, maybe he should throw a strike on a 3-0 pitch. You're welcome. Here's Morgan. He's 0 for 2. Rose leans off at first. He goes to throw down to Russell. Not in time. So Rose with his 13th steal of the year. And the Reds, with a 2-1 count to Morgan, have nobody out and a runner in scoring position. So the Reds trying to find an 11th hour repeat from the governor. Here's the pitch. Long drive right field. Lacy will watch it hit the wall. Rose will score. Morgan's on with a double, and it's 2-1 Cincinnati. So, they manufactured the run, and Morgan took one off of Roden. Mr. Mao, happy Thursday to you too. So here's Griffey. He is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Got him. Make it 2. An 0-2 at the knees, an off-speed pitch. And there's 1 out for Foster, who doubled his last time up. Pitch. Here's a line drive left center field. Morgan will score. Foster at first, and it's 3-1 Cincinnati. So Roden took his eyes off the prize for a minute, and the Reds have 2 on the board. Here's Bench. His solo shot in the second made it 1-0 Reds. Ferguson goes to Roden and says, "Strikes, please." Bench pops this one up left side. Russell and Say converge. Say has it, and there's 2 out. For Dreesen, who's 0 for 2. Roden's only given up 4 hits. Pitch to Dreesen, up the middle. Lopes hands it off to Russell, and that will retire the side. But the Reds get 2 runs on 2 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 3-1 Cincinnati. So here's North. He's 0 for 2. Baker and Garvey to follow. The Dodgers want in that Reds bullpen. Norman trying to hold him off. Ball 4, you don't want to walk Billy North. He's got speed to burn. Although against the lefty, he's probably not going to steal right away. Here's Dusty Baker. He's 0 for 2. And has struck out once. Norman throws to first. North back. Now he goes to Baker, and there's a line drive to Concepcion, who leaps and makes the catch. 1 out. So here's Garvey. Steve is a 7-game hitting streak. Is 0 for 1 with a walk. 76 degrees here at Dodger Stadium. And the wind is blowing in from right at 15. Not as strong as the home run that Reggie Jackson smashed yesterday. Pitch to Garvey. Struck him out. He looked at an 0-2. And Garvey questioned it politely. And mutters under his breath about, I'll find your wife. Here's Say. Ronnie is 0 for 1 with a walk. North not getting a great lead off at first. Pitch to Say. Into center field. Griffey will make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the 7th. 3-1 Cincinnati. So Concepcion, Summers, and Norman. Dave is 0 for 2. Roden. Ground ball to Say, and that played him. He didn't play it. It played him, and it goes in the outfield, and Concepcion's got a 2-base error. So that's not what the Dodgers need. Lorenzo hasn't been down to Los Angeles to see a Dodger game in a couple of years. So here's Champ Summers. He's 0 for 2. Roden deals. Fouled back behind the plate. Did he try to bunt? No, he just foul-tipped it. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Ferguson, Lacey, and Russell for the Dodgers after the stretch. Base hit right center field. Concepcion will score. So it's 4-1 Reds. And that'll bring up Norman. They play for the bunt. Garvey sneaks back over to first. Summers is back. And Mike Lum will pinch hit. So they go back. Lum at .319, 8 homers, and 34 RBI. Nobody out. Top the 7th. 4-1 Reds. Ground ball to Russell. His only play is to first, and that's a maybe, and Lum beat it out. So the Reds still trying to find the eye of the tiger. I'm surprised they took him out too, although his pitch count was right there, I think. No, 97. He could have pitched at the bottom of the inning. So Roden kind of on tenterhooks here. 6 innings, 6 hits, 86 pitches through 27 batters. The home run to Bench. He's walked 2 and struck out 3. Pitch to Rose is 0 for 2. Ground ball to Garvey. Russell for 1. Back to first. It's going to be a 3-6 fielder's choice, and there's 1 out for Morgan. So Summers on third, Rose on first, and Morgan doubled home a run his last time up. So the Dom Perignon remains in the cooler. Pitch to Morgan is into right field. Lacey off the wall. Summers will score. Rose will round third. Lacey's going to try it. No, they're going to cut to third to throw to Say, and Morgan's out. So they got the tail runner. Russell cut it off. Morgan wasn't there. And so it's 6-1 with 2 out. And with nobody on, they'll leave Roden in to pitch because he's due up third in the bottom of the inning. So Griffey is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Popped up left side, Russell will make the catch. And so, so you're into the Red bullpen. We'll tell you about it in a moment. Nancy Dell with a Dodger dog playing the farmer in the Dell. And you know exactly that the Dodgers celebrate with Bud Light like everybody else. So Sarmiento, 62nd appearance, 4-5 with a save, and an ERA of 4.57. Fastball pitcher at 90, and a flyball plus pitcher. Against the Dodgers, this is his 7th appearance. He's made 1 start, 9 2/3 innings, 11 hits, 11 runs, 8 earned. He has walked 3 and struck out 6. He is 1-1 with an ERA of 7.45, the highest against any team in the National League. His last appearance was the 17th against the Giants, an inning and 2/3. He allowed a hit and struck out 2. So overall, 108 1/3 innings, 120 hits, 61 runs, 55 earned. He has walked 32 and struck out 78. And so Joe Ferguson is 0 for 2. If they can get the game to bear, I like the Reds' chances. But getting the game to bear is going to be fun. Pitch to Ferguson is a line drive. Rose will snag it, 1 out. Here's Lacey. His solo shot in the 2nd rather, is the lone Dodger run. Bay line drive, center field. Griffey is there, 2 out. And now here's Russell. Bill is 0 for 2. Got him! And Sarmiento takes care of the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 8th. And Roden back out there because why not? We go to the 8th. 6-1 Cincinnati. So Foster, 2 for 3. Has single, doubled, and drove in his 106th run. In the left, Baker in the corner, gone. And so if Rick Roden was looking for a spot in the rotation come October, I believe, as Tommy Lasorda comes out to get him, that will take care of that. Foster is a 30 home run hitter in 1978. So Bobby Castillo will come in. Bobby is 2-0 on the year with a 2.91 ERA. This is appearance number 16. He is a fastball, hard ground ball pitcher at 97. 3rd appearance against the Reds, all told 1 inning, a walk and a strikeout. He hasn't pitched since June 18th. So an inning and 2/3 against Montreal, 2 hits, a walk and a strikeout. So overall, on a ton of rest, 21 2/3 innings, 21 hits, 10 runs, 7 earned, He has walked 16 and struck out 16. And so he'll face Bench, Dreesen, and Concepcion here in the top of the 8th. 7-1 Reds. Bench send one down the line and left in the second to make it 1-0. 63 Dodgers losing Lorenzo's World to the Cards 6-2. Skowron got tossed for arguing a call. Pitch to Bench, struck him out. So he swung on and missed at a 1-2 changeup. 1 out for Dreesen, who's 0 for 3. After the game, we'll tell you what we're doing tomorrow at noon Eastern for Friday. And tell you the rest of the day in baseball. Line drive to Garvey, 2 out. So 7 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Reds. They've left 3 on. The Dodgers are run on 2 hits and an error. Norman and Sarmiento have done the job. They've left 4 on. Remember, you got to tell OTP you want it to be an actual replay and not the what if. Yogi in LA, he would have loved it. Pitch to Concepcion, ball 4. So 2 out walk for Summers, who's done well. He's 1 for 3. Singled, RBI, and a run scored. Robert delivers. There's a base hit to right. Concepcion will motor to third. Runners on the corners and 2 out. And let's see what they do with Sarmiento. They're going to let him hit, and he struck out. Well, that's an interesting turn of events. Reds get a run on 2 hits and no errors. Castillo's going to get pinch hit for. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 7-1 Reds. So, who can hit a righty? Reggie Smith is 283, 22 homers, and 78 RBI. Must not have started down the stretch. Reggie, ground ball, base hit, right side. Summers will pick it up. Reggie's going to dig for third to throw to Rose. Not in time. So a leadoff triple is the 3rd hit for the Dodgers. And that'll bring up Davey Lopes, who's 1 for 3. Sarmiento deals to Rose. They're throwing home, and they get Smith caught in a pickoff. So Smith is out on a rundown, and there's 1 out. What a bad mistake by Smith. It goes 3-2 or 5-2, 5-2, 5. Billy North is 0 for 2 with a walk. So the Dodgers, this has not been their best game of the year. Pitch to North is ball 4. So runners on first and second, 1 out for Dusty Baker, who's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Up the middle, a base hit. Lopes will score. North will go to third. And so it's 7-2. North on third, Baker on first, and Garvey is 0 for 2. So the Dodgers making some noise here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Pitch to Garvey. Base hit right side. North will score. Baker will hold, and it's 7-3. And so the Dodgers are a pesky bunch. And those trying not to beat the traffic on the 405 are enjoying a ball game. Or is it the 710? Ron Say is 0 for 2 with a walk. Not with the Reds bullpen, it's not over. You got to think Doug Bear is warming for the Reds. Bench and Sarmiento have a couple words. Manny's pitch struck him out. He got him on an 0-2, and there's 2 out for Ferguson, who's 0 for 3. You got to think if the Dodgers don't push home another run, the game is over. Pitch to Ferguson. Ground ball to short. Concepcion across to first. And that will retire the side. But the Dodgers get 2 on 3 hits and no errors, making all the 8-year-olds feel that there's some hope left for the Dodgers. We go to the 9th, 7-3 Reds. Sarmiento ends up in Pawtucket in 1981. That is just the type of pitcher that would go for the Boston Red Sox for sure. Reggie Smith will stay in the game and bat 9th. And the lefty Routson comes in to pitch. Lorenzo always found himself on the 405. The Long Beach. Routson is 0-2 with an ERA of 1.30. His 40th appearance of the year. He's a fastball triple plus ground ball pitcher. Against the Reds, appearance number 5. 5 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 7 runs, none earned. 7 unearned runs. He has walked 10 and struck out 1. His last appearance was on the 14th against the Astros. Clean inning with a strikeout. So 48 1/3 innings, 46 hits, 16 runs, 2 homers, 7 earned. He has walked 28 and struck out 17. Yet the parking lot that is the 405. Oh, John, you were 12 and 78. I turned 7 that year. So Rose is 0 for 3. Has scored twice, walked, and stole a base. Base hit, left field. And so that's not what the Dodgers wanted. Rose is on with a single. Here's Morgan. Joe has doubled twice and driven in 3. Probably going to be our Digital Dice MVP. Popped up. Ferguson takes off the mask. 1 out. So here's Griffey. He's 0 for 4. He has struck out twice. So Tommy getting a chance to look at how he wants to construct his pen for the playoffs. Ground ball to Lopes might be 2. Russell for 1. They will not throw out Griffey. So 4-6 on the fielder's choice. Yeah, I can. My lasting image of Kirk Gibson's home run in Game 1 of the 88 series, I've never seen where that ball landed, because my eyes are drawn to the fans and the brake lights that came on as Don Drysdale called that on KABC. And so there is some poor sucker who's trying to work his way out of Dodger Stadium, or her way, and when that ball left the bat and Drysdale gives a tremendous call, the brake lights come on. They stop short. Here's Foster. He is 3 for 4. He is singled, doubled, and homered. If a triple actually gets him to cycle, how about that? Pitch from Routson. Here's a line drive to left. It won't be a triple, but it will be a single. I don't know. I don't live in Boston. Here's Bench. Johnny 1 for 4. Home run and an RBI and a run scored. Remember, those who throw stones in glass houses, that the end of the National League Championship Series will be in Dodger Stadium, and I manage the home team. So, just saying. George Costanza's dad, yeah, he stopped short. It was too late, but he stopped. Pitch to Bench. Struck him out. So Bench takes the collar. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. After 8.5, it's 7-3 Reds. Dwight Evans said his biggest achievement in baseball was playing all those years in Boston and never getting into an accident. There's some truth to that. Dodgers will pinch hit. There's Manny Mota. Mota, 11 for 34. He's hitting .324 with 2 RBI. 7 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Reds. They've left 7 on. Dodgers need 4 to tie, 5 to win. 3 runs, 5 hits, and an error. They've left 6. Struck him out. He swung on and missed a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. So Sarmiento just pitching like Sarmiento, but with the big lead, you can do that. Here's Russell. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Up the middle, Griffey can't get there, and Russell's on with a single. Griffey got a good jump on it. The ball tailed away, and there wasn't anything Griffey can do. Now remember, Kenny's a right fielder. Cesar Geronimo is our normal center fielder. And Champ Summers remains in the game and right. Here's Smith. He tripled as a pinch hitter in the 8th. Here's the pitch into right field. Summers has it, 2 out. And if such miscues, nothing happens. So the Dodgers need some 2-out luck, as Davey Lopes is the last chance for a Thursday afternoon. By the way, if you're wondering, it's September 19th, 1978. Lopes is 1 for 4. And Sarmiento is 1 out away from a 3-out save. And so they don't use Doug Bear. Although, what are you holding him back for? You got to win the ballgame. Pitch to Lopes in the right center. Griffey will make that catch, and that's the ballgame. So the magic number stays at 5. But the Dodgers are sitting pretty with a 6.5 game lead. So Joe Morgan is our MVP today, 2 for 5 with 3 RBI. Fred Norman, 6 innings of 2-hit baseball. Allowed the 1 run to Lee Lacy on the shot into left center. He walked 3 and struck out 3. Sarmiento with a 3-inning save, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 1 and struck out 3. Rick Rhoden, again, in an audition for maybe the number 4 spot in the rotation come October, blew that audition. 7 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned. He allowed 2 homers. He walked 2 and struck out 3. Castillo, a solid inning, walked a batter, and then Routson struggled to get that far, but he did, and so the Dodgers fall 7-3. 7 runs, 11 hits, no errors. The Dodgers 3 runs, 6 hits, and an error. And so, the rest of the day in baseball. San Diego and Houston, by the way, live to fight another day. So we're playing Tuesday the 19th, and the Phillies... Oh, no changes in the National League East. The Cubs beat the Pirates 5-2. Rick Russell goes to 17-12. John Candelaria 9-7. Cox, his second home run of the year, he goes 3 for 4. But the Phillies gain no ground as Scott Sanderson, 2 hits through 7 2/3 innings. He strikes out 5, and Montreal shuts out the Phillies 1-0. Dick Ruthven goes to 11-4. Garman with a 16th save. The Yankees don't lose any ground, but they don't gain any ground. Milwaukee beat them 4-2. Mike Caldwell beats Dick Tidrow. Caldwell 18-10, Tidrow 9-11. Don Money, his 15th home run of the year, he drives in 2. The Red Sox pound out 5 home runs and beat the Tigers 11-6. Louis Tiant 13-13. Jim Slayton 11-12. Jim Rice, you know, he's got an outside shot at Maris here. He hits 2 home runs. He now has 53 on the year and drives in 5 and goes 4 for 5. Yankees don't lose any ground because Cleveland beat Baltimore and Jim Palmer 3-1. Mike Paxton, 14-8. Jim Palmer, 18-10. St. Louis, 8-1 over New York. Tom Bruno, 1-hitter through 7 1/3. Nino Espinoza and you take the loss at 9-14. Ted Simmons 2 for 3, 2 RBI and a double. Minnesota 2, California 1. Nolan Ryan falls to 10-16. Roger Erickson discovers North America, gets the win. He's 15-16. Houston stays alive barely. They beat Atlanta 5-4. Richelli goes to 1-0. Dave Campbell falls to 2-7. No soup for you. Enos Cabell 2 for 4, a homer and 2 RBI. Houston, by the way, walked 14 batters in that game. Oakland doubleheader against Chicago because I guess you have to. Oakland wins game 1 5-1. Worth goes to 3-5. Steve Stone 11-11. Dave Revering 2 for 4. His 15th of the year, but in game 2, the Shy Sox win 9-2. Trout, as I spit on the keyboard, goes to 3-0. Renko 2-13. Mike Squires 3 for 4 with a stolen base. San Francisco beats San Diego, so their tragic numbers now 1. Halicki 12-8. Ochinko 6-18. Oscar Gamble 2 for 4 with the triple. Texas loses a half a game because they don't play. Must be they got a doubleheader coming up. That Kansas City beats Seattle 5-4. Paul Splittorff goes to 16-16. Rick Honeycutt goes to 5-12, and Stein 3 for 5 is 6 homer and 2 RBI. All right. Those are the standings. The Orioles lose but get one in the magic number column because the Yankees lose. Milwaukee is 4.5 back. So they kind of climb back in the race. It's exactly what Baltimore wanted. Philadelphia by 4 over Pittsburgh. Dodgers still 6.5 over the Reds. Texas 6 over Kansas City. So tomorrow's game I have picked out. Oh, I don't have any picked out. So we have a choice of New York, Toronto, Texas, Minnesota. Oh, that's easy. It's Milwaukee and Kansas City. So the Brewers and the Royals for you tomorrow, noon Eastern. Yankees have a big doubleheader up in Toronto. Now the good news for the Yankees is they've hit the easy part of their schedule. The bad news is they have 2.5 games to make up and 12 games to go. It's not impossible, but it's close. I'm Ron Juckett. You can watch me and Al Red Sox fan tonight at 6 o'clock on Super Bowl Tournament Channel as we do the 50 Browns and the 58 Colts. Until then, I will talk to you tomorrow afternoon for the Royals and the Brewers right here on Retro Sports Network.